is real. The jealousy is real. And I'm not just talking about the overwhelming jealousy that dump divers in the WNBA feel towards the Roo from Waterloo. I'm starting to wonder, and I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, I'm starting to wonder if there's a little bit of jealousy, maybe a little bit of resentment that is building towards Angel Reese.
Angel Reese came to the WNBA All-Star event thinking it was her big moment, but instead, she got benched, blocked, and sent packing. The league's top players weren't impressed. When social media fame clashed with real basketball stars, things got awkward fast. From cold stares to being left out, this turned into the All-Star weekend she'd rather forget. Get ready, this one's messy.
She finished 5th overall in fan voting, 10th among all voting once you factored in, but only 12th among the media and the players. So the players actually rated Caitlin Clark higher than Angel Reese, which I think is interesting, although certainly it's deserved. But I will say, Angel Reese, Ronnie and I have debated it on the program. Ronnie has been pretty clear that he thinks that she sucks at basketball. I have defended her as having dimensions of her game that are high level. I got to a point here a couple of weeks ago where I was starting to wonder if she actually sucked or not, but she has put together an impressive streak here over her last 4 games.
If I were a WNBA player, I'd be mad too. But not at Caitlin Clark at Angel Reese. She's getting all the magazine covers, sneaker deals, and media hype. For what? Sitting on the bench and giving side eyes. If getting attention without putting in the work was a sport, she'd be dropping 40 a game. Meanwhile, the real MVPs who've been working hard for years can't even land a Gatorade ad. That's not just frustration. That's world-class bitterness.
Well, this is very interesting. And certainly a plot twist from last season. And I'm talking about the mainstream media, the sports media, and their love affair with Angel Reese. Now, we know the media jumped through hoops, gymnastics, mental gymnastics. I mean, however you try to put it, they tried to raise up Angel Reese last year as being, of course, she's running neck and neck with Caitlin Clark for the Rookie of the Year.
Angel Reese is like that friend who shows up late to the group project, says one line, and still gets credit for the whole thing, and somehow everyone loves it. It's like the WNBA is now celebrating hype over skill. Hustle plays and drama are getting more attention than actually making shots. Who needs fundamentals when you can just post a cryptic tweet and become famous?
The words from jealous WNBA players do not match up with their actions. They say one thing and then they go and do another. And I'm starting to wonder if that same jealousy, that same resentment, I'm starting to wonder if it's building towards Angel Reese.
Now here's where things get really awkward. It's like the whole league is blaming Caitlin Clark for exposing their problems, like she's the reason people haven't been watching for the past 20 years. Reality check. Clark didn't create the ratings slump. She just showed up, turned on the lights, and made it obvious. And instead of fixing things, the WNBA is blaming her for pointing it out.
Impact the game. My teammates are saying Caitlin Clark moves the needle on basketball, right? Versus Angel, who moves the needle on viewership, on interest, on engagement. No one can deny that because she's on McDonald's bags, because she has her own podcast, because she's at the Met Gala, because she's transcending the sport and she's showing girls femininity. My sister don't play basketball, no Angel Reese. My sister don't play basketball, she knows Caitlin Clark too.
Would Angel Reese be on a McDonald's bag if she was not a champion averaging a double-double?
Nah, bro, you know what, I'm gonna get up because I don't.
So you're saying
Oh, it's thick, you can feel the tension. It's like backup dancers getting mad the spotlight isn't on them. Even though the star actually earned it with record-breaking stats, not just TikTok fame and a dramatic eye roll. Somehow, Angel Reese is being treated like the league's golden girl, while Caitlin Clark is getting hit like defense doesn't have rules anymore. If I were in that locker room, I wouldn't be mad at Clark, I'd be mad that someone averaging single digits is being called the future of the league, while the player breaking records is getting dragged. It's like the WNBA flipped its own logic upside down. And the wildest part, they know Clark is the reason people are even watching. She's the one filling arenas and driving ratings. But instead of showing appreciation, they've made her the villain. She's the new girl who had the nerve to be great, popular, and marketable. And for that, they're punishing her.
WNBA All-Star starters were released and people are pissed. This is how votes were cast. 50% was fan vote, 25% was media, and the remaining 25% was current players. One person that was not one of the 10 starters selected, Angel Reese. Now, Angel was actually 5th among frontcourt players in the fan voting, but she didn't even rank inside the top 10 in current player or media voting. The top vote getter was unsurprisingly Caitlin Clark with over 1 point.
Let's be real, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA wouldn't even be on ESPN. It would still be squeezed in between cornhole and axe throwing highlights. But hey, let's keep acting like Angel Reese's confidence is what's driving the league forward. Meanwhile, the only thing taking off are her blocks at the rim. And those interviews, every time Reese talks, it's like a mix of a motivational speaker and a fashion influencer. None of it really makes sense, but somehow it works. She's got more brand deals than she has double-doubles. Somewhere, a veteran WNBA player is watching all this thinking, maybe I should have just built my brand instead of working on my game. And the league? They love it. Because it's easier to push this flashy story than admit the truth. A white girl from Iowa with a jump shot is the one who finally made people care.
5, and you may be saying to yourself, well, how many of those 17 rebounds a game are me-bounds? Is she just standing there rebounding at all of her own misses and padding her stats? Only 6 me-bounds in the last 4 games. So even if we discount the me-bounds, she's averaging 16 boards a game over her last 4 games, and she became the first player in WNBA history to put together 4 straight 15-plus rebound games.
Caitlin Clark is the only reason the WNBA is getting this much attention. She's carrying the league with every highlight play. Without her, the crowds disappear and the buzz fades fast. You know what would be wild? If Clark just said enough and went to play overseas. Europe would welcome her like a superstar, give her a huge contract, and maybe even name a dessert after her. She'd be scoring 40 a night while relaxing in Milan. If Clark left, the spotlight would follow her, not the league. She is the storm, and the WNBA is just trying to act like it's still in charge. It's crazy that the league can't just admit, yeah, she's amazing and we need her. Instead, they throw shade and let players take cheap shots. The whole thing feels more like high school drama, where being popular is a problem unless you fit a certain look or attitude.
The season, the media tried to put Angel Reese amongst the best players again, and then she promptly went out and stunk it up. All right, and stunk it up. Now, she's had a couple of good games as of late, but every time she has a good game, she has a horrific game. And her field goal percentage is down this year. And imagine I just said that. Her field goal percentage has dropped this year versus last year. That's right, she's a worse shooter.
Clark is like the new girl who shows up with perfect grades and offers from every top school, and now everyone's mad she's not sitting with the unpopular crowd. But fans aren't clueless, they see what's going on. They know who's really playing and who's just faking it. Clark's stepbacks are deadly. Her passes are beautiful. And the jealousy, it's not even hidden anymore, it's loud, bitter, and hurting the league. If the WNBA spent half as much energy promoting the game as they do holding grudges, they wouldn't have to depend on Clark to save it. If they lifted her up instead of tearing her down, the whole league could benefit. But no, it's easier to act like she's the issue, Instead of facing the truth, she's the only thing actually working right now.
For those that don't know, the WNBA released their All-Star starters for the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game hosted in Indiana this year. And baby, I'm not gonna lie, a few people don't deserve to be on here. So just to give you guys context with it, when the first returns came back on the fan voting and I saw that Skylar Diggins was ranked 24th, I was sick. Sick to my stomach because Skylar Diggins has been playing as the best point guard in the league to start out this year. It's no way she should have been ranked at the 24th spot. This is a player that is currently averaging 18 points per game, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, while shooting 46% from the...
So if Caitlin Clark ever says, "I'm done," and catches a flight to Spain or Turkey, no one should act shocked. Don't write think pieces asking what happened. You already know. Everyone knows, they just don't want to admit it. The truth is, without Clark, the WNBA isn't on the verge of falling apart. It already is. Angel Reese could have been part of the solution. If she focused on her game instead of the spotlight, there might have been real potential. But she took a different route. She could have stayed in the gym, worked on her post moves, and stopped fouling out like it was part of her routine. Maybe then, she could have become a real force for the league, but that takes work. That takes humility. That takes not tweeting every time you're subbed out for someone with fewer turnovers than dance moves. Instead, she built a brand on attitude, not ability. And now she's an all-star not because of her numbers, but because she's trending like a meme that won't go away. But let's stop pretending. The real story isn't Reese. It's the chaos Clark brings just by showing up.
Myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths. The deception of deceptions. La mentira de las mentiras for those who prefer Espanol. Or as fake gangster Ja Morant would say, the cap of caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.